Community Viewpoint.
And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I am John Pawlak, your host for this segment. And this is going to be a very special segment because it's going to deal with my favorite little opera house. And where is that opera house at? It's the Amargosa Opera House. We are going to be talking today with Frederick Foster, who is an actor from the East Coast, an accomplished actor, and he will be doing A Christmas Memory by Truman Capote on November 29th. So, without any further ado, we switched cameras. There you are. Frederick, please tell us a little bit about who you are and why you picked the Amargosa Opera House. That's another thing. Why did you pick the Opera House?
Well, I was introduced to it earlier this year, and I was very taken by the space and the history and heritage behind it, Marta Beckett's story, and the way she has made sacred, I think, that place through her life's work and commitment and dedication to the performing arts.
And you're from New York like she was?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I earned my living in stage and television work in Manhattan.
You were telling me you were on PBS?
Yes, I did primarily educational television. I grew up in Kentucky, and Kentucky Educational Television is one of the very, very first pioneers in educational programming.
Really?
Yes, they have a nice production studio there, and so they do production, and I did a lot of voiceover work as well as on-camera work for them.
So I'm looking forward to, Patty and myself are looking forward to visiting you on November 29th at the Opera House to hear you perform A Christmas Memory by Truman Capote. What is this work by Truman Capote? I've never heard of it.
Well,
I'm not literate.
It predates In Cold Blood, of course, which is his most well-known work. He introduced this in the 50s. It originally appeared as a short story in Mademoiselle magazine. And then in 1963, under the auspices of Bennett Cerf at Random House, it was published in a standalone single edition.
Wow.
And it's a story from his childhood, growing up in or for a while, he spent some time as a child in Monroeville, Alabama, which many of you will remember from as the setting for To Kill a Mockingbird.
Right.
As a child, he befriended Harper Lee, and he appears in To Kill a Mockingbird in the character of Dill, her best friend. And they remained friends over for the rest of their lives. And he was living with some elderly relatives in Monroeville as a child. He was the victim of a kind of a bitter custody battle. So he lived with these elderly relatives, and this is the story of one of those Alabama Christmases.
Okay.
It's a story of friendship and love, loneliness and loss, and the art of loving and the art of giving.
Very sweet. And this is going to be for a certain cause, you're telling me?
Yes. Even though I'm retired, I perform seasonally at Christmas time this Truman Capote piece, and I raise money for the ALS Society. My beloved sister passed from ALS a couple of years ago, and the society was instrumental in making her end-of-life issues much more comfortable in terms of knowledge, information, equipment, support groups. Without the help of the ALS Society, she might not have fared as well as she did.
Yes. So, okay. We have some groups out here that help the folks that have certain maladies at the end of life. So
the hospice.
The hospice.
Yes.
So yeah, they do definitely serve a very humble and a good purpose for the folks. Hopefully I'll go fast. So hopefully I won't need them. I always say that don't ever let me go back to my sister. Don't have my sister take care of me. You know, I'll go any place else but to my sister. But anyway, give us maybe a couple of paragraphs. What we could give us a
Well,
little
yes,
tease.
I like to do the opening sequence because it introduces the characters and I think sets a very nice tone for the rest of the story. Christmas Memory by Truman Capote. Imagine a morning in late November, a coming of winter morning more than 20 years ago. Consider the kitchen of a spreading old house in a country town. A great black stove is its main feature, but there is also a big round table and a fireplace with 2 rocking chairs placed in front of it. Just today, the fireplace commenced its seasonal roar. A woman with shorn white hair is standing at the kitchen window. She is wearing tennis shoes and a shapeless gray sweater over a summery calico dress. She is small and sprightly, like a bantam hen, but due to a long youthful illness, her shoulders are pitifully hunched. Her face is remarkable, not unlike Lincoln's, craggy like that and tinted by sun and wind. But it is delicate, too, finely boned, and her eyes are sherry-colored and timid. "Oh, my," she exclaims, her breath smoking the window pane. "It's fruitcake weather." The person to whom she is speaking is myself. I am 7, she is 60-something. We are cousins, very distant ones, and we have lived together, well, as long as I can remember. Other people inhabit the house, relatives, and though they have power over us and frequently make us cry, we are not on the whole too much aware of them. We are each other's best friend. She calls me Buddy, in memory of a boy who was formerly her best friend. The other Buddy died in the 1880s when she was still a child. She is still a child. "I knew it before I got out of bed," she says, turning away from the window with a purposeful excitement in her eyes. "The courthouse bell sounded so clear and cold, and there were no birds singing. They've gone to warmer country, yes, indeed. Oh, Buddy, stop stuffing biscuit and fetch our buggy. Help me find my hat. We've 30 cakes to bake."
That's excellent. I wish I could read as well as you speak. When I get a little bit older, I'll have you come over and read to me. That was wonderful. That's very
Thank you.
relaxing and soothing. I'm sure someone has told you that in the past too.
Yes, it's all in all, it's a very moving story, and the comment I get most frequently from those who hear it will look back on the experience and say, you know, for that Christmas season, that is the one thing that really put me into the mood of Christmas, into the spirit of the season. It has that effect on people, I think.
And so we'll have plenty of time prior to Christmas because this will be November 29th, which is a Sunday. You have the flyer up there too? Well, that came out very well. I love the shadow in there too. So 2 o'clock, the doors will open at 1:45 at the Ambergos Opera House. You'll see that up on the right-hand side. And donation is $20 at the door, or call 702-845-1224 for advance tickets. If you want to call the Opera House, it's 760-852-4111, if my memory serves me correct. I hope that's right. But also, you'll be accompanied by a couple of people?
Oh, yes. I have a couple of young high school friends, and they've agreed to set the mood with some period Christmas music. They'll be doing piano and cello duets, and I'm very grateful for their help. They've been working very hard, and I've sat in on a couple of their rehearsals, and I'm just very excited to be appearing with them.
Well, that's excellent. And once again, that's November 29th, 2 o'clock, and the doors open at 1:45. Donations $20, and then donation goes to the ALS Society.
Yes.
And you all better know how to get out there by now and just take Bella Vista and just go till you can't go any farther. It's at the end of the road there. You make a T, and I'm sure that there's plenty of parking. And anything else you wanted to include for us to know? Have you been out there before to do any readings, or is this the first time for
This is my first appearance
time?
on the stage,
Okay.
yes.
Have you tried?
There.
Have you done a dry run?
I have. We have done a couple of rehearsal in the space on that stage, and I'm very, very excited about this, and grateful for the community support, and I look forward to seeing you all.
We were there just the other night, and it was they had the little potbelly stove going on the left-hand side. And it was nice and warm and cozy in there, because they're open now for the season between November and May, so there's plenty of things happening over there, and you'll be one of the highlights with your reading. Was there anything else we want to talk about before we end?
Well, I do want to say how grateful I am to Marta for the work that she's done to make this the excellent performance opportunity that it is.
If it wasn't for Marta, none of this would have ever happened. Hopefully Marta will be up and around so she'll be able to make the show.
That is my hope, yes.
Because she enjoys good theater, and this is very good theater. It's her theater, too. So this is in the last minute of today's show. Anything else? Just to let them know. November 29th, 2 o'clock, 1:45, the doors open, and $20 donation for ALS, or you can call ahead at 702-845-1224. And I want to thank you very much for spending this time with us, Frederick, and we hope to see, I will see you that night, and we hope you'll be there too. So thanks for watching. Thank you, Noah, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, John.
Thanks.
Community Viewpoint.